Hey guys, you know what it is. This is Zeta, your soul sister, and I'm coming at you with a very anticipated topic because I have been wanting to share this story for a long time. Now, as you see from the topic, this video is going to be about if you're wondering if you have PCOS, like I was. So, for the past few months, my period has just been irregular. And it was just weird. Like, my period was normally like clockwork, on time. And for the past few months, it's like I would get it and then it only lasts for like 2 days. And I'm like, my period usually lasts for about 5 days. And it just wasn't coming on time. So the first month it happened, I thought I was pregnant. And I'm like, oh my God, we might be having a baby. But yeah, the next month, even though my period didn't come, I took a pregnancy test. And of course, it wasn't a baby happening. So I was like, okay, well, let me just see what happened. So my period eventually came. And so I'm thinking like, okay, well, my period is back in flow. Everything's back to normal. And that wasn't the case either because I bled for 2 days and then again, and I'm like, where is my period? Like, what is going on? Like, my body just was not feeling right. And you know your body, like, well, me, I know my body. And so when something is different, it's just alarming. I know that I change my cycles every so often, but, the way it was happening just didn't seem normal. And then on top of that, I started like getting little facial hair like on my neck and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not normal. So it went on for about 3.5 months before I was like, okay, no, I need to go to the doctor because maybe I have PCOS. I'm looking on YouTube, I'm looking on Google, and I'm putting in my symptoms and everything just circled around PCOS. If you don't know what PCOS is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And what happens is, women's periods start to be irregular. It causes you to gain weight, which that was another alarming factor because in the past year, I put on 25 pounds. And mind you, I'm working out, I'm eating healthy, I'm trying different experiments with my body, going vegan, going soyless and all these things. And nothing was working. Like, the scale just kept going up and up and up and up. And I'm like, something is not right here. So I end up going to the doctor. I tell her my symptoms. And so, of course, they did blood work and a urine sample. The urine sample came back that I wasn't pregnant. And the blood results, I had to wait a week before they came back. So I just knew that when I went into the doctor that she was going to tell me, yes, we found, high testosterone levels and, you have PCOS. Well, come to find out, my hormone levels were actually normal. And what wasn't normal was my insulin, which is it's a hormone that regulates the sugar in your blood. Well, while most people, like a normal range of insulin in your blood is about, in numbers, the range is like 3 to 9. Well, she said, well, most women freak out when their levels are at like a 20, yours is at a 74. I was like, what? I mean, I literally was devastated. But I'm a strong queen. So I was like, okay, I have to make a change. She said, your body is producing so much insulin that is throwing your ovulation cycle off, and that's what's throwing your periods off and causing all of that. So what you're gonna have to do is change your eating habits, cut the carbs, cut the sugar, and I'm going to put you on metformin. Now, on metformin, you're going to lose some weight, and I want to see you back in about 3 months. So currently, it's been about, well, my appointment then was on the 9th, on October 9th. Today is October 17th. So it's been almost a week. And I started taking the metformin that she prescribed. This is where it gets real intricate and juicy. And this is why I feel the way I feel about prescribed medications and the way that I feel about doctors. So I took the metformin. The first day, I started feeling nauseous. And I started feeling funny and my heart was racing, but I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the medicine working itself in. So she prescribed me 500 milligrams once per day. I know a lot of people take 1,000 milligrams per day, or they take it twice per day. For me, she just prescribed me once per day. Oh, and I forgot to mention that she told me I was pre-diabetic. And if I kept going at the rate that I was going, that my diabetes will progress and get worse. Now, side note, let me just throw this in there. Diabetes does run in my family, on my father's side and on my mother's side. I would have never thought that I would have diabetes or that I'll even be, prone to it. But apparently it's in my DNA. And what she said, or what she claimed, was that most black women, like 65%, get diabetes because of the American diet, right? So, she was just like, oh, it's so hard. I understand. It's really hard. And I'm thinking, like, lady, look, I can reverse this shit. I don't know what you're talking about is hard and all this, because this is fixable. I'm not no sad charity case where it's like, oh, well, this is just what's going to happen to you over the next 5 years. No, that's not happening. I'm sorry. Thank you. Goodbye. Was my attitude about it. But anyway, so yeah, back to the pills. So the first day I took it, I wasn't feeling right, but I kind of ignored it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just working itself in. The second day I took it, I just could not sleep at night. Like, my heart was pounding like crazy, and I could not sleep. I really could not sleep. So I'm thinking I'm tripping or hyperventilating, and I kept waking up in the middle of the night. Like, every time I laid to close my eyes, it's like I could hear my heart pounding. So I'm like, oh my God, and it just wakes me up out of my sleep. So I'm telling my boyfriend, I'm like, babe, I don't feel good. I don't feel right. So he's up with me all in the wee hours, and we making tea, and he praying with me, and we lighting candles. Like, we was doing some real ritualistic stuff to like calm me down. I had to go for a walk out in the night. He drove me in the middle of the night to get some fresh air. Like, it was really that bad. So I ended up calming down, and I still couldn't sleep. Somehow I still had some energy for the following day. And the next day, I still couldn't sleep. I didn't take it. I didn't take metformin. I only took it for 2 days. The next night, I tried to lay down, around my normal bedtime, 10, 11 o'clock at night. I lay down, And the same thing was happening. My heart was pounding. I could hear my heart beating. And my breath just started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Where I'm like, I couldn't even hardly take a deep breath. I'm trying to breathe in, going, and I couldn't even get that far. Like, I couldn't even get that far. It was more like very, very short. So I finally said, babe, look, I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the hospital. I'm not feeling good. Please, please, please. So we leave out around 5:30 in the morning. He's like rushing me to the hospital. And we get to the doctor, to the emergency. They checked my blood levels. They said my blood pressure was extremely high. And it could have been like anxiety or a panic attack or whatever. Luckily, everything was normal. Like my heart was normal. They didn't find any clots or anything serious going on with my heart. They ran my blood test or whatever. They drew some blood and found that there was nothing serious going on. They did some x-rays and everything was fine, but of course they advised me to stop taking the Metformin. Now, I have heard of cases with other women where they say, oh, they took Metformin for months and they lost weight and this and that. But for me, it was just a complete nightmare, and that was just from me taking it for 2 days. I'm not that one that's going to keep popping pills just to see an outcome in like 7 months. If it's not working for me in the first couple days, I just can't do it. I prefer the natural way. And so I did find what does work for me, because I prefer to just not do the prescribed medication. I just prefer to heal myself with food. So what I've been doing is I cut the carbs, cut the sugar, and just kind of convert it to the keto diet. And I will tell you all about that in my next video. So if you want to, join me on this journey, if you're going through the same thing, or if you know someone going through the same thing, refer them to my channel. Let's all talk. Let's, share this experience together. And, if you want to see this transformation or hear about my results, about what's been going on with me in the past few weeks as far as what I'm doing to control my blood sugar and how it's all working out, then stay tuned and make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button if you like this video, and leave your comments below, and I will definitely get back to you. In the meantime,